Ilona.
Hello.
So great to see you after such a long time of remote teaching.
Yeah.
Wonderful to hear you live. Thank you so much. I asked you to stop in the end of the exposition because I think that it's easy to continue after that when we have worked a little bit the beginning. So really nice. Really nice. There's a lot of youthful energy in your playing, and I think this suits you very, very well. You play all the time musically, and I think it's very, very fluent. You have a good technique, and most importantly, I kind of feel that you have a personal relationship to this piece. Yeah. Okay. So could you please tell me before we start? What is your opinion about the mood of the piece? What can you describe a little bit the piece, and maybe also what is challenging in the beginning?
Yeah. I think the intro has many different kinds of characters, and in the intro they are mostly like really dark and kind of I can sense the hopelessness in the introduction.
Yes.
Like
it's a very good word.
Yeah, and you know, in the very beginning, when there's the strong introduction, there's like the character is, in my opinion, like very strong and dark and kind of questioning. The end of the character is very questioning, and then there's this hopeless voice that answers to the question.
Okay.
And there's very much dialogue.
Okay.
Dialogue, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. What about it's quite long, this introduction.
Yeah, it's very long.
What do you find challenging? When you look at the note, it's not very normal music in
yeah, it's very challenging because you have to keep the line all the time. There's very long phrases.
So there are a lot of contrasts. There are a lot of extreme things like pianissimo and fortissimo. So I think he wants to make this very exciting in a way.
Yeah.
So I think that you play this very well, and you have a very good direction and line. I think that what would be the next level, in my opinion, would be, first of all, thinking how to make the expression even more precise, what you really want to do there. Also think a little bit more about the audience, and also listen really well. I think it's in general always when you try to go to the next level, it's about listening better, listening to the details and listening to the long things. Okay, but let's start. This is the beginning is desperate and hopeless, you said. What makes it, in your opinion, so hopeless or tragic? Is there something special in the first chord?
Yeah, it's very strong because there's only like first and fifth.
Yes, there are no
degrees
thirds.
And no thirds at all.
Listen, this would be normal.
Yeah.
It's much rounder, but then you have this very cruel.
Yeah, cruel. It's really,
cruel, I think.
Really good word to describe.
So I think if you look at this long line until the fermata here, I think that this cruelty is something that you could make even stronger. This is really ill-fated. Even this can be a little bit more. Don't make it too soft. And it comes soft after. Only there. And as you see, this is the main line, at least in mine and your Urtext edition. They're here. This is something, I don't know, maybe oboe or something, woodwind instrument commenting. But it starts with forte and goes to piano. So next, can you play the whole thing? But now I ask you to keep the fermata rather long. Can you first play only the chords? In order to hear the line.
Yeah.
Dramatic, yes. That was nice. And now one thing that I noticed you doing, it's purely technical thing. You are playing this upbeat here from air.
Okay.
Now, but I recommend you not to do that. Otherwise, you play an accent.
No.
Listen. It's easier to do than the sforzando, that exactly as it's written. Okay, now, I think that you now hear the long line well. Now, last question about this phrase. What is the point of the fermata here? Why did he want to have a long, long fermata?
To make it dramatic.
Yes, it's for the
very
audience.
dramatic.
It's for the audience. Exactly,
Yeah.
it's dramatic. So wait.
Yeah. Time for audience to think.
And make the contrast.
Yeah.
It's really touching music. So I think that don't even play it piano. Try pianissimo. So try to combine first and second phrase and fermata. Good. Okay. Very nice. So, can you try once more this, just to make sure that you have it in your hands. So don't raise the hand much, because it's it's always this kind of technique is piano technique is such a thing that if you certain movements, they result in certain sounds. So if you make a big movement, it gives a lot of sound. So if you don't want to make an accent in this upbeat, then don't raise your hand so much. Don't do a big movement with your finger or the arm. The same thing is here. Upbeat and then accent. Okay. Once more. Singing all the time, no accent. Wait. Very nice. This character, I think it's super sad, isn't it? It's because I think it's that interval. And now what we could try, can you play only this gesture? Many times, like swinging. Many times. This is an exercise for you. When you find that it sounds really, really beautiful, it sounds exactly what you want, what makes you kind of emotional with this, then I think you'll find the right way to go forward. Because if you hear that we are expecting the downward movement, but then it goes up, it's a psychological thing. Try. Soft hands, swinging movement. Pedal, bravo. And long, let the audience wait. And then it's forte. Okay, maybe not rushing, don't rush, but now we have this learned style thing. There is first one person and then another person who answers. We have a canon. But that is in forte, and then we have fortissimo, so we need the difference. The same line, actually, when it comes to the tempo, goes on, but there is this contrast to piano. But just if you look at the note, after that comes pianissimo. So the piano shouldn't be too little, so that you can do. And now let's try only the pianissimo, because that's the extreme. Can you try this kind of movement so that you are caressing the piano? Crescent. This is very good. Okay, now that's the pianissimo, and now start with forte. And again we have upbeat and downbeat. Okay, very good. How did you feel?
I think
it was clear.
It sounded better and
yes.
more beautiful.
One thing that you can later practice to make this really, round without any extra accents. This sounded to me very nice now. Okay. Here starts the melody, and it's the major, in D major. So it's different, from the beginning. So maybe this gives us hope. Maybe you could embrace it more. Now I feel that you are rushing a little bit. Maybe you could try. I kind of understand what you are doing, but maybe you could love the theme more. And now we have D major. And then this you know already. So, there is D major and something else. And I think that something else should always have a special color. So, what I mean is, now D major, and then when you have this in the piano, make it misterioso. So all the time it's like you are very, I think you should be very kind of open to changing the color a little bit according to the harmony, to make it more narrative. I think with long lines, if you think, if your mindset is narrative, so things, they are connected to each other. There is a storyline that goes on, and there are different things that happen. Of course, in musical means, but that's harmony and harmonical and melodical and rhythmical things happening. But if you find this narrative feeling, I think that it's easy to make a long line, and even though this introduction is very long, you can make it exciting.
Then it's easier for audience to follow.
Yes. So maybe you take from, and I think one shouldn't play too much this time. And then go. But it's your choice. It's a little bit a question of opinion. Okay. Just try to feel it. I think that something, now, okay, the tempo is a little bit faster than in the beginning, I'm not sure, well, sometimes we don't notice these things. But what you could try when you practice, in order to find the more, like, round legato phrase here, maybe you could sing it in your head once. What I mean, especially this, to give you a little bit more love, maybe a little bit more time even. Okay, can you take it again? And now piano and not rush. Mysterioso, very good. All the time change the color a little bit accordingly. I think it was better. So this is something maybe this D major is something that you can, when you practice, always sing a little bit. Then you find your, sometimes when we have practiced a lot something, then we get some habits to do something. Then it's really difficult to find the fresh way to do it because we tend to do what we did before. And now if we want to change something, then we need to have ways of practicing that give us new perspective all the time. So one of them, to find again a fresh relationship to your musicality, is singing or conducting it. Or just, you don't need to even conduct like conductors do. You just can do gestures with your singing. So you find this kind of some kind of that the music fills you, because when we play with our fingers, it's not so easy to find the real connection. Okay, but now we go on. In your note, in my edition here, there is rinforzando. Do you have rinforzando there?
Yeah, I do. There.
Yes, okay. Well, this is just an example, maybe not the most important thing in here, definitely not in this introduction, but just an example of details. And maybe you could listen this detail even a little bit more. So rinforzando, usually it's not accents on one note, but it's a little bit, it kind of
leaning.
Yes, and also it usually applies for many notes.
Yeah.
So we have pom pom ti do, and what we have here. Could you just maybe we just take apart this really short and try to make it as beautiful as you can. A lot of pathos. Yes, why not? Again. Well, I find that when you go to these chromatic things, maybe it needs a little bit friction. Ton, ton, ton. Maybe. Yes. Do you feel it in your... Very nice. Okay. And what is... Maybe you could react more for when the harmony changes. Yes, I think it's like that. Okay, why don't you take from here? Okay, Ilona, I have here pianissimo with pedal and subito forte. Maybe it would be more exciting for the audience. What do you think? Maybe you could even try.
I think I've tried both ways, and some teachers said that it would be better with no subito forte, but I can try.
Anyway, this should be some kind of old text. Of course, it's not from manuscript, it's from the first edition. Yeah. I would like to try, because I think this in this very kind of pathetic introduction, one of the points are the contrast, making contrast and surprising a little bit. But after all, it's you who decide what you feel that is most important. Of course, it's usually the composer made the marks because of something. Okay, but try. Yes, good. And line goes and resolution here. Bravo. And what do you think about this? What is the character?
Very ominous.
Yes.
Very ominous and threatening. And
Yes.
these are like some deep bells, you know.
Yes,
From
exactly.
Towers of Death.
Exactly. Wonderful. How do we make it even more effective? I think that if I remember right, well, play that.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Well, it's quite good. What about the bells? The bass can be more important. Then listen even better. I think your second finger can be more because listen to that. This is something, and then it's a real thing. So if we just play like normally and we play the bass and the highest notes, we don't get everything out of this character. We also need the tritone here. Yeah, make it as scary as you can. Can you take her? Can you try just this? Yes. I think it can. The G can be quite much, surprisingly much. Yes, yes. And then. Yes, so singing, good. And long, and then surprise. Good, okay. So, to make some kind of summary, I think that the dynamic differences can be bigger. You can, now that you have a wonderful grand piano here, it's possible to do. Maybe it's not in every classroom possible to make it so big, but I think it's worth it. And think about the audience. You, with the fermatas, you can really, capture the moment. Long lines you do quite well, I think. Maybe, this may be a matter of opinion, but you can think about how you use the tempo in D major. Okay, let's go on. Maybe you can take from here and then. Allegro con fuoco e con espressione. So we have the fiery and we have the expression. What else would you like to say about this fast movement?
I think it's like a chase. Like
a chase, yes.
Some animal hunting for prey.
So it's a little bit hectic.
Yeah, and chaotic.
Frenetic even, yes.
Yeah.
And with a lot of energy and even though it's allegro, it's like faster allegro, not a slow allegro. Yes, very good. Maybe we even have some kind of hunting fanfares there. Very good. Okay, and then espressivo comes What do we have there? What about them?
The melody is very expressive.
Yes, very singing.
And has sforzandos.
That's true, there are sforzandos. Maybe not too similar sforzandos. I think it's something a little bit of a challenge to play them, you know? Yeah, that's what was very nice. So this is something, when you practice something that goes so well, your fingers play so well, I think the challenge to go to the next level is to listen better and better and better, and sometimes practice slowly and try to find all the beauty. Well, we can do this kind of listening work also while playing fast. For example, if you take this as a loop, then you maybe this chromatic scale, you find this momentum, the movement. Can you play only that? Yes, it's going down. And yes, it's like, you know, wailing or something. Play it a few times and then go on. Then I think that you again kind of find the essential there. Okay. Okay, there is this sforzato. Maybe, well, I know that many people don't do it at all, but I think it would be worth doing.
Like a surprise.
Yeah. Try. Yes. Why not to play? Even the diminuendo goes on, and then big comes the surprise. Okay, now the last question, because now I think it's really this expression. Again, I think that when you practice, you should sing it. Then you find the natural way. Why? What's the point of this? Fanfare, maybe, but there's a similar chord.
Yeah, like
3 bars, the same chord. What's the meaning of that?
It builds the chord, like
It
gradually
builds the chord,
it's building
yes.
the tension.
Building a tension, yes, exactly. And that's why I think that you should, even though it doesn't say crescendo, I think you're ta-ta, pa-pa, ta-ta,
bigger.
tantin, and then starts the music, then starts the singing.
Yeah.
Can you listen the little bit air between them? So don't glue them together, because tim pa pam ta tan it's a different instrumentation there.
Yeah.
That was very nice. Maybe there are timpani pagadam there, lots of rhythm, and also this big chord, and this builds up the tension, and then starts the this is Sturm und Drang music actually, in many ways. Once again, please. Very good. What is this?
Like a hammer.
Yes. It's really strong. It's something like Turkish. Turkish
march.
Yes, janitsars coming. Drum, pam, 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 and be careful. He wrote the accent here. So don't make an accent in the end. So I show it slowly. No accent. So it's a surprising accent. Okay. goes to the D major, it's like free, well, something like apotheosis of the freedom. It's like a bird that it doesn't need to be piano, but I think it's much lighter than the Turkish thing. Can you play there? And I think it can be free, just like you do. Go on, it's great. Okay, well, I think that given that this here, it goes around the A, the dominant of the D major. Yeah. So the point is here that we are on the A. Yes, maybe it's a bigger thing to go to the D major after that. Maybe you can be more kind of psychologically convincing there. Can you there? Okay, maybe can you take a little bit slowly? I think it's really nice. Try. Sorry, but I might notice. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now, well, you are going to. It's easy to correct. Yeah. Yes, but that would be the idea. Let's go on. What's instrumentation here? Do you often think about some other instruments than piano? Sometimes I think it's very, very nice to think that if this were not piano, what other instrument, what orchestra instrument it would be. Because, of course, first of all, when we play Clementi, we can try it with fortepiano or historic instruments in order to have some idea how it sounded then. Yeah. But another thing is that the composers at that time, they were thinking in terms of orchestra. All the pianists, Beethoven, Mozart, they somehow were thinking about the orchestra. So maybe here there are some colors. Something else than piano.
Something like a string orchestra.
It can be a string. Maybe even wind.
Yeah.
Sure. Or brass. Here we have the strings, double bass, yes. Try. And easygoing and lovely, I think. Yeah. Always articulate and yatta. Don't rush at all. Hey, that was wonderful. Just a very little thing. What you did very nice was, but I think you can listen this even better. So. Please. What you can try at home is, and I think that it happens again with a similar principle, but vice versa than what we were talking about in the beginning. So just raise your finger a little bit higher in order to get here. Sorry, look here. and then you raise. Yes. Okay. Try that at home. We don't need to use this. It's a very, very simple little thing, but it can be nice. I think it was quite good. Just when you practice that, you can sometimes play only that line. Play it once. Yes, and then try to adopt exactly the same quality. Almost. Yes, but now you heard immediately what it was. F sharp. That was the difficult. Okay, great. Let's go on. So, we have some minutes. Can you play? Well, I will say stop when you need to finish. So from here. Wonderful. There is this really difficult section that all the pianists need to fight. You play it really great.
Thank you.
You have practiced it really well, and you have a great technique. So I liked most of the things. Just let's pick up some little things. Here are you. There is the accent. Always. Maybe you could, because it's nice spice there. Yes, not too much, but it's just a really crispy thing. Play with it a little bit. Yes, okay. And then it was very good, and this really difficult place you played great. It shouldn't sound easy, this. You played very good. Okay, then the next thing that I could, it's a little bit the same thing what I told you in the beginning. I always try to listen when the harmony changes, that the color changes a little bit. Maybe we could try compare this to this. And then you decide what you do, but do something. Do the thing that you feel right. But maybe you play. Can you just cut 1, 2, 3 bars away, just to hear the difference.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Again. Okay. Do you feel it now that it's something that you would like to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Then play the whole thing. Just always when this diminished chord. React to it. Okay, well, that was nice. So we don't need to play now because you tackle the difficult things very well. Just maybe we'll take a little from it. So I think that it can, since there is lots of things happening, so don't think, maybe you should think that it's totally unpredictable what happens. So so that's the chase part. You don't need if they are going to get it or get him or her, or I don't know who's being chased. Okay, can you try it? As exciting as possible. Wait, maybe from.
Okay, maybe I'll.
Yes, and I said maybe you play a little bit longer after then. The pedal starts. From here. You started it a little bit early. Pedal. Exactly what Beethoven also does. The crescendo is, yes, does exactly the same means Clementi uses as Beethoven. The crescendo comes very late. So now we are almost ready. I want you just to play from the end, yes. Very, very good. Maybe just don't rush at all. Ti-da-da, ti-da. And this is so wonderful. Da-da-da. Maybe more singing. And not so fortissimo. And then this is so beautiful. Listen. Yes. Good. And if you want, you can even shape a little bit. And this, I think, it's timpani.
Yeah.
It's really. It's really something with red meat. Okay. Try again. And don't rush it. It's big, but not rushy.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank
Great.
you.
My pleasure.